So before I get into this topic here, man, oh man, what a game. Huh. You know, I intentionally wanted the Mari activity. And no, it's not Mari herself, because I love her to the high heavens. She is, definitely one of my best friends. If not the best of the best friends I ever had. Showing her the same care that she shows for me. Definitely appreciate having somebody like her to show me that much love and care, right? I mean, but for the sake of her activity, I was hoping that she would be in last place so that I didn't have to deal with that, because I would have to make nine threes, and each three I make is 1 point, right? So that ended up being the second activity. I had to break the tie. First place between the boss and Mari. And I started out with the boss, and I made the three, so it ended up being a boss's first. Won that one handedly, and then the Mari one, oh boy, I was like, good luck to me. And you know what? Some part of me thought I might just be able to do well in this thing. So yeah, I wasn't, it wasn't like in the past where if I was asked to make a certain number of threes, like 6 or 7, I was gonna miss them. But in this case, though, man. So I hit like about a few threes here and there. I started making 3, and then when I got to the 4th, all the way to the 8th, man, like from my 4th to 8th 3, from my 4th to my 8th 3 made, that is 5 straight threes that I made, dude. 5 straight. And that's I remember making 5 straight in that game 4 of the Bird Season Tournament semifinals. But that was part of the rotation of the LM3F extended, right? I think it was going backwards at the time. I made 5 threes nevertheless, and here it was like nothing but threes. So I ended up making 5 straight threes, like without any LM3F rotation. So I was like, man, did I just make 5 straight? I was like, wow, I got red hot. And I just needed one more 3. I started to struggle a little bit. So I had some good looks. Man, I had to take the first time out with 4 seconds for me to finally make one. And boy, what a game. I was 2-0. Didn't bother for a third activity. And wow, what a way to end National Best Friend Day just like that. And it had to be in the Mari activity. So much love to my mama right there. I love you to the fullest. My dear friend. My dear bestie. Yeah, can't go on without you, knowing that you served as like the best, one of the best impact friends I ever had, and the best friend I ever had. So a lucky charm to this day on the basketball court. I'm praying it would be the same for my life issues as well. So anyways, let's kind of let's set that aside. I know I went on a little too long. And this one, I'm a little late on this because today is already the 9th. And, just the last couple of days, it was the 7th, right? Now, I remember a couple of things that happened that day in memory. I went, if I'm not mistaken, I think I went to the beach with, who was it, Diana? Yeah, it was me and Diana. I think, we did like a little project over there in Dana Point. So it was fun. I still have the memories. I still have the pics. And then, then we hung out at the packing house after that. If I'm not mistaken, I think Ivy was with us at the time. So yeah, and great times. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if Ivy went. No, I know for a fact Ivy did not go with us to the beach. It was just for the packing house. So yeah, but on this particular day, that was actually in 2015, right? So the following year, which was 2016, this very day right here, the 7th. So it turns out that me and Kriza, I'll never forget this day because it was so special. Me and Kriza actually reunited our friendship for some misunderstanding where I guess I got really mad that she blocked me, and I don't know what it was, and it was through a misunderstanding where she told me to not tag her. She got really pissed off, and so I haven't spoken with her for a while, and the next thing you know, I was starting to do that project of the certified popster names, the artworks, they're the wallpaper, whatever you call it. They were like the certified popster wallpaper for every single one of my then close friends. Guys like Florida May, Christine, Lovely Mel, Jessica, whole lot of people. And when me and Kriza reunited, I think she was the last one I did. And boy, did that. I remember when me and her reunited and I posted that up. And boy, I think that one had either the first or second most likes. I got to like 100 and something. I was like, wow. For that Kriza artwork, I was like, wow. So that pretty much completed every single one of the artworks that I did for the names of my then poster friends. Kriza is obviously one of my close poster friends, and so I just thought I'd reflect on this day as far as, wow, I smiled. I smiled so much because I was so excited to reunite with her at the time on this very day. It was crazy, man. I think it was just happened so late at night. So me and Kriza just actually, we reunited our friendship, and it started to get a little stronger than it was the first time we met. I know we first met it was in 2015, July 20th. I remember the date, and we started our friendship from there. It was all smooth, and I remember the one time that she defended me on something with some of the people in one of the Popster group chats, and yeah, I don't want to go on as far as like the history of our friendship. I just know that I just want to give you a little context as to how we met and all that, and how it started out. It was all good and well. I remember the one time she came here to LA, which was in March of 2016, and then we did not talk for, well, I guess there was some misunderstanding where she got really upset that like I shouldn't tag her in some of these quotes or whatever, and next thing you know, she said, if you do that again, then don't tag me anymore. And she got very, I wouldn't say as far as being enraged about it, but she was just that much upset, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then from there, I never heard from her again, and yeah, that's when I found out that she blocked me. But somehow, I know I met a lot of Popster friends, and I'm talking about a whole lot. I'm going back to 2015. It started with Monica, and then Sam, the Popster babies, the main one, yeah, the Popster babies, GC, Cyrell, Glide, Miss Crazy, Myra, yeah, I just remember a lot of people, and including not so much of Kriza. I think Kriza was more on the other one. I forgot which one it was. I remember Part Jory was in the Popster world or something. I think it's Popster's world, the same place where I also met Shy, ex-close friend. But yeah, I think Kriza was in another one of those, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I think that's how I guess that's just how we met. And fast forward to 2016, like I think this was sometime in April when I found out that she blocked me. And I got pretty pissed off about it. And next thing you know, we just I'm trying to remember how I try to get her back and all that, but because I don't know how else I reached out to her and all that, because I think I had to have someone do it for me. I did not meet Mari until 2016. Otherwise I would have asked her, at that time, to ask Kriza to just unblock me or whatever it is. But I did not meet Mari until June of 2016. So, and 9-year anniversary coming up in like a couple of weeks. So, yeah, man, it's so fast forward to the day of June 7th, and me and Kriza, we just reunited, and our friendship grew stronger from there. Obviously, the Popster SG certified wallpaper, the one I did for everyone, or my then close friends, like a lot of my close friends. That was in some people that more like acquaintances. I did that project in May, and then when it came down to June, she was I think she was the last one I made, and yeah, that one received a whole bunch of likes. And I'm not gonna forget the comments that Kriza made, which said, "Hey man, when I come down to LA, be my tour guide." I mean, I wish I had the comments with me, but I believe I still do have it on my phone. If not, it's definitely on my computer. That was one of the most memorable conversations that I saved, and yeah, I got really touched on that day because that was our I just found myself being so happy that we reunited our friendship after what happened like the past couple of months, and and our friendship just grew stronger from there, in the later part of 2016. And I have a lot of great moments, still had a lot of friends, right? And just so many memories, so many moments, even with a bunch of other close friends at the time. And I know that with Kriza, this is definitely one of the biggest highlights I'll ever remember in 2016, So, but then of course, our friendship just has not been the same, like after I mean, it was still okay, even when I came back from a year and a half out of social media, and ultimately it just eventually it just ended in sometime in 2023. So it just so happens that it's this very moment right here. I think that, look, I know a lot of people have been really critical about me as far as how bitter I've been about my friendship with Kriza, and how Kriza is to me, and that even Angel herself, Angelique, and Mari have clowned me a lot about how I am to Kriza and all that. But it's just I've been over it now, but I just really want to touch on this moment that's just so memorable. It's such a highlight that it's one of the reasons that our friendship was just so special in that sense. And she was definitely one of the true loyalists at the time. She really cared, and she even said at the time that I said I wanted to leave Facebook for good. And I tagged a lot of people, including her, And within those many Sarah pictures and my artworks, and Kriza reached out to me on Messenger. She said, "Don't leave me, man. Hey, don't leave, or else I feel the tears falling down too." Did you know how much she really cared for me at that time? Like, it's I mean, maybe short-lived of how much of a loyalist of a friend she was to me, but you know, at that time, it's like, man, I realized that not only was Kriza a friend, she was definitely accompanied by heart. I've said the same with Christine, you know. And you know, Kirill, I could say the same thing, but I think I had it deeper with Christine and Kriza, most likely, in that. And Kriza was definitely the top one, the top accompanied by heart, because, you know, the fact that she defended me at the one time that some of the popsters in that one group, I didn't know a lot of them, and I wish I had the screenshot to show it, but I can only go off by, you know, vague memory here. I just remember she told them, hey, don't, you know, she was defending me, telling them, hey, don't treat my Kuya J like that, or something like that. I just vaguely remembered that moment, and it was one of those moments where she really, truly cared for me like that. I mean, I felt like I could never find any other like Kriza like that at the time, you know, before Mari came in to my life. And, you know, obviously there was another moment where she told me she was, you know, tears were falling down. I guess she was getting emotional too, that I said I was about to leave Facebook, and then ultimately I did not. Obviously it was in the heat of the moment at that time that I wanted to leave, and I didn't. So yeah, thank God I didn't. So me and Kriza's friendship is just to be well remembered, even though it didn't last as, you know, I mean, I met her in like 2015, right? So, and it's been 8 years. I mean, you can say 8 years is so long, but it just, for me, like for some reason, it just felt a little shorter than 8 years, what the number says itself, right? So, you know, like, so yeah, I mean, that just goes to show, like, you know, had I stayed, like, you know, had I stayed on Facebook, if it wasn't for that, you know, being out for a year and a half, who knows, maybe our friendship would have still been solid and have really grown, because, you know, I had a lot of talks with her, right? Well, the one time she video chatted me and all that, and this was like, we've had a lot of talks, 2015, 2016, even after that, when we reunited our friendship, and, you know, her wallpaper that I made for her and all that, and and then obviously 2017, little roller coaster ride. 2018, it was as strong as ever, and obviously I left, and when I came back, we started chatting in Google Hangouts, yeah, just like I did with Angelique, and then after that, I was back on social media, and then, you know, yeah, I mean, I wish it would have just been, I mean, 2022, yeah, but, you know, wishing that it could have just been stronger, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't do what I did, and obviously if I wasn't in this dump that I'm in right now, you know, it is, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. So, there's just so many fishy things that are just happening here, but, you know, that's unfortunately the reason why me and Kriza just departed our friendship. One of the reasons. Along with many other friends. Okay. That's all I want to touch on. So peace out, everyone.